name and outlet, please.
Okay, it's Andrew Galligan for ScreenSlam.com.
Ready? Thank you.
First off, I loved your character.
Oh, thank you.
I think you portrayed him perfectly.
Thank you very much.
You've done a lot of vocal acting yourself. What was it about this film, Lake's movie, that made you say yes to the role?
Well, he was just such a good character. You know, when you're an actor, you're always looking for the opportunity to play characters that have depth, that have conflicting things in them. And particularly, I'm interested in people that are a little bit bigger than the size, I don't mean physically, although that certainly pertains to me, but people that are somehow beyond the bounds of what most people are, a little extremer in some regard or other. This character was so interesting to me because on one hand, he was vain, clearly, arrogant, you know, thought he was the undisputed champion, but also so obviously deeply riddled with insecurity, so much so that competing with his own daughter threatened him. And being in show business myself and being a voiceover guy myself and just growing up in the kind of atmosphere that I did, that kind of person was not unknown to me. So the opportunity to play that guy, and also a guy who loved, in his own kind of screwy way, loved his family, I thought was a great, great opportunity. I didn't realize when I said yes to it that there was going to be all these other people in it that were so good. You know, that was just a great instance of good fortune for me that so many other good actors and writers were in it.
And since you have done so much vocal acting, was this movie true to the world of, like, how true would you say that this movie is to that industry?
I think it's very true to it. If anything, honestly, I think that the aspects of vanity and insecurity that are shown in the movie are somewhat downplayed from reality. It's extreme. I mean, everybody knows each other and likes each other, but whenever there are huge sums of money involved for very little work, there's always a kind of looking over your shoulder that takes place, and there's a kind of superstitiousness that it's all going to vanish somehow. I think that deep insecurity is at the core of show business, and in particular at the core of voice work.
And you mentioned having such a great cast for the film. What was it like working with them, especially other comedians, and working with Lake as both an actress and director?
It was really, really fun, really, really a good time. Lake, it so happens that among her friends, she hired, you know, the vast majority of the people are friends that she hired. They're people who are writers themselves, most of them, or are capable of being funny with no written material. I mean, obviously, Ken Marino is a writer. Rob Corddry, Dimitri Martin, very unusual mind, really, really funny guy. Tig Notaro, great comedian. You know, really, really talented people who could be funny by themselves. And then she also gave them this very, very strong script to work from. And like a good director, like all good directors, she let the actors run. She gave them a kind of a world, and then she let them run, which is what the good directors do.
Well, thank you so much.
Pleasure. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, too.